The Galactic Dominion's Vanguard Academy stood at the edge of the Nebula Belt, a fortress of discipline designed to train the galaxy's finest warriors. It had weathered countless invasions, natural disasters, and internal betrayals, but none of its challenges had prepared it for what came next. Candidate 53, she said, reviewing the file with an expression that could be described as slightly amused, but with an edge of disbelief. Human. Terran, class, physiological outlier. Specialist, subcategory, survivor type. Her last test results from the Orion conflict, 36 hours without sleep and still outperforming 3 of our elite cadets in endurance runs. The commander shook her head, as if expecting the data to change. The human stood at attention, though not in the way a soldier would. She wore a tight-fitting utility suit, practical, yet far from the standard battle gear the Academy required. There were no insignias, no honor badges, just plain black fabric with reinforced areas around her knees and elbows. Her shoes looked like they were made for long-distance running, not combat. "Are you aware," the commander asked, raising an eyebrow, "that our attrition rate in this academy is over 85%? It's specifically designed to weed out the weak. Are you sure you want to be here, Candidate 53? The human met her gaze, unfazed, as if the question itself were beneath her. "I read the terms," she replied flatly. "The Academy brochure makes it clear, survival rates are high if you can keep up with the training." "I can keep up." The commander felt a twitch of her mandibles. This was not going to be an easy test. "Fine," she muttered. "We begin with strength calibration. You are about to face the Adrax challenge." She gestured to the arena. A massive, towering structure of alien engineering loomed before them. Suspended in midair were slabs of metallic mass, each one larger than most species' military-grade armaments. "Lift. Carry. Strike," she said. "We classify you based on your performance." The human nodded and walked towards the first station. A heavy mass of alien metal hung there, tethered to an intricate system of energy pulleys, calibrated to require a species capable of lifting over 100 tons in order to register the maximum score. She grasped the apparatus with one hand, her grip tight, her feet planted firmly. With an effortless pull, the machine hummed, lifting the weight with a smooth motion. The commander blinked, glancing at the readings flashing on her display. "This is impossible." The data was utterly incomprehensible. "Next station," she said, trying to shake off her confusion. A platform appeared. It was a horizontal runway built for carrying heavy loads, calibrated for species with superior strength, Korvax, Nurians, and even Draxians. The human barely broke a sweat as she lifted the heaviest crate on the course, its weight far exceeding what a typical species could even consider lifting. 200 tons, she murmured, as if making casual conversation. The commander's eyes narrowed. No one has ever completed this course with less than 4 hours of recovery time. The human was still going strong. "Weapons assessment," the commander finally stated. "Strike the resonance pad with maximum force. Show us your combatability." The human stepped forward, taking a long, hard look at the training weapon. It was a standard-issue, Raviter staff used across hundreds of species for drills. The weapon's core was built to withstand enormous amounts of force, often breaking on the rare occasion a fighter exceeded its durability. "Strike it," the commander ordered. "Harder." The human took a stance, gripping the staff with both hands. The audience, a group of instructors and cadets, watched in stunned silence. With one smooth motion, the human spun, her body swaying with practiced rhythm. Snap. The weapon broke in half with a sound like thunder. The field fell silent. "Impossible," the technician at the control panel murmured, glancing at the data. "This isn't possible." The Raviter staff can withstand up to 250 kilotons of kinetic force. The human stood there, inspecting the two halves of the weapon like they were no more significant than broken sticks. "Something heavier?" she asked, her tone almost bored. The commander had seen enough. "Run a diagnostic. Now," she ordered. The technician quickly complied, but the scanner was stuttering, blinking error after error. "No augmentations," he said. No enhancements. Baseline human biology. The commander turned toward the human, standing casually, as though the destruction of military-grade equipment were just another day. Something is wrong, the technician said, his voice tinged with disbelief. Run a full-spectrum scan, the commander demanded. The results that came back were nothing short of baffling. Human physiology, standard bone density, standard muscle composition, and yet her output defied all logic. She was breaking limits that no species none had ever surpassed. The commander, confused and intrigued, stepped forward. Explain this. The human shrugged. I don't think you've tested us in the right conditions. She paused, her gaze steady. You've tested us in optimal settings. You haven't tested us when things go wrong. The commander, narrowing her eyes, muttered, And how exactly do you propose we test you? Test me in environments where survival is key. Not just strength, but endurance. Not just reaction, but adaptation. The human smiled slightly. You know, when everything breaks, that's when we thrive. As the story progresses, new twists emerge. The Academy staff scrambles to understand how the human could possess these unparalleled capabilities, but the human remains unfazed by their confusion. In a final, dramatic moment, when faced with a catastrophic malfunction during a training exercise, the human defies all logic once again, pulling off a survival maneuver that no one thought possible, saving not only herself but her entire squad. The shocking twist: the Academy had underestimated humanity, assuming they were just a species of ordinary fighters. But this human proves that survival is hardwired into their DNA, with innate abilities to adapt under extreme pressure.